I'm very happy to have another young Indian with us, part of the Voice of the Young segment. Hello, everyone. Good to be back. Right now, we have with us Sreelakshmi Nair. Let's listen to her. Over to you, Sreelakshmi.
Thank you so much, sir, for this opportunity. Thank you so much for inviting me in. I have gone through the initiative that you have very recently started, the Voice of the Young, an initiative for the student community, for them to speak about their academic journey, because ultimately it's the journey that matters more than the destination. So here I am. I am here to share my academic journey, my learnings and mistakes that I have made in my academic career. And I hope that listeners can also derive something out of it. So yes, my name is Sreelakshmi S Nair, and I like to define myself as a young adult discovering her place in the world. So the reason for defining myself like this is because I have been exploring different domains throughout my academic career. So for me, choosing commerce rather than science was a very easy choice for me. So once after 10th, we have to make a choice, either science or commerce. So for me, I knew that science was not meant for me, and I chose commerce. And and in my school, commerce was one of the best courses. The best. We also had the best faculties as well. And in my 11th and 12th, I pursued commerce. And so there was a special class that we had every Wednesday. We used to have this a different session for commerce. So there was a beyond commerce kind of classes, wherein different faculties used to come and give classes on CA foundation, law, then aptitude, quizzes, debates, etc. So I think all these experiences, it was really an enriching experience overall. And I think that all this experience has really made me realize what my strength lies in, and where I have to further go on. So yeah, and with God's grace, and also I was fortunate enough that I got a very high score in my 12th standard, and I was the all India topper. All India rank 7 I have secured in my CBSE boards. And I was also, I also cleared SRCC's cutoff. And after that,
Could you tell us what is SRCC? Not everybody knows it. I know it, but could you tell us?
Yes. So it's Shri College of Commerce, India's #1 commerce college. So after clearing the cutoff, I made that decision. Okay, either I have two options in my mind: BCom honors or economics. So I chose economics. The reason being, economics is more of a comprehensive subject as compared to BCom. So there's a wide variety of subjects, and it's more of analytical as compared to BCom honors. So decided to pursue economics honors. And the first year itself was online. So we were having I think 1.5 years online class. And we were the first batch experiencing this online class itself.
Yeah.
And after coming to Delhi, Delhi life, I was.
Where were you before that? Where were you?
I was in Kerala. I did my schoolings in Kerala itself.
I see. Okay, wonderful.
Yeah. So it was my first time, going to a new state and pursuing higher studies. And in Delhi, I met the best minds of the country, and in Delhi, the culture itself was entirely different. So in our college, we have the society culture, wherein, there is a number of clubs, we can call it. So there are a number of clubs that we can, engage in to enrich our experience. So that was one of the learning phases in my life. And in the second year, I felt like beyond economics, I need to explore more beyond my beyond the bookish knowledge. There's more into it. So I decided to take up a number of online internships, and I started applying through LinkedIn, different experience for different experiences. And I got into as a research intern in Raisina House, which is a public policy think tank, and I contributed to various articles there. So that was one of the first experience I had
Mm.
working as an intern. And further, I realized, okay, so writing is something which I really like. Writing, reading and writing is something that I really like. And I also further co-authored a research paper in partnership with UNESCO Delhi. So it was something related to COVID-19 and climate change, because that was a hot topic at that time. And that climate change is a global problem that our country itself is trying to solve. So that was one of the contribution that I have made. And so also I got an on-campus internship opportunity from my college. So I was lucky enough that I was one among the 7 from my college, from my batchmates, to secure that internship. So so I can say that the second year was that learning phase itself. That learning curve came up, because I realized that beyond my course, I have a lot more to explore and a lot more to see into. Because eh, I always felt like, okay, in my first year itself, I decided, okay, maybe after economics, masters in economics, and then taking up a job. So that was my whole point of view. But once I started exploring, I realized, okay, there is writing as a career, or research as a career. So there's more into it. So and in my third year, I felt I felt like taking more challenges. So I decided that, okay, I'll not do masters right away. Instead, I started applying for various on-campus and off-campus placement opportunities. And and I was able to convert a role in the banking and financial sector industry. And again, that is an unexplored industry. So the different experience I had throughout, it's completely, entirely different. And I feel like in each phase of my life, I'm exploring and learning. And I can say that college life was indeed a roller coaster in itself, because there was a lot, even if it's 1.5 years of online class that we had, and the rest 1.5 we try to juggle between a challenging course, which is economics, and then interning. So that balance I try to keep. And I would like to say that my parents were very supportive throughout this journey. And because I feel like there should be someone who should be there, be it your parents or friends, who should start believing in you. Because we know, I mean, I believed in myself, but still we need someone to say that, okay, what you are doing is right, and you don't need to worry about it.
Can I also
Yeah.
say the same? Can I
Yes, yes.
also say the same? And what you are doing is right. Okay, you want to hear
Yeah.
it? Let me say it. What you are doing is right.
Yes,
Okay,
because
continue.
ultimately, everyone's journey is entirely different.
Mm.
But when we look back and when we connect the dot, it'll ultimately, it's all about believing in ourselves and just putting it out there. So, yeah. And I would also like to, share about my economics learning as well here.
Sure.
So, uh, so when I took economics in my first, no, when I took economics honors, I and we were having online class, right? So it was, you know, and we were the first batch experiencing this online course itself. And our I should say that our professors were also trying to, be ready to um, get acquainted with this online thing, because they were also not really ready how to conduct Zoom classes, or how to teach, and it was entirely different. And I feel like and I still remember that in my first economics class, our professor taught us something called as game theory. So that is something, which has to be taught in sem 3, but in order to spark that curiosity, to spark, that interest in economics, he started teaching us that. And once after the class ended, we had a long discussion in our class groups about game theory and all those things. So that was a really a great experience that I had. And I feel that economics really have helped me for making decisions. So as a we try to be very prudent when we make decision. We because it's human needs are unlimited, and we try to maximize the utility. So we try to find the pros and cons of everything and try to maximize, okay, what is the best for me, what is it. So I think economics as a subject has really taught me that about going for the best, maximizing the utility, whatever it is.
Okay.
And the course itself, economics honors course itself, is very analytical. It's more of maths, more of stats, and there's more models and all that we have to learn. So in that way, it has really made me think a lot. And indeed, there's a lot more into economics. So when I was in my first year, I didn't even know about there's something called as development economics or environmental economics, behavioral economics. So the thing is to find that niche where your interest lies in. What is it that you in the future, what you would like to do? So it can be so once you start reading about behavioral economics, so that is something that I have very recently started reading. So behavioral economics is something which interests me as well. And so there are a number of domains in economics itself which is really unexplored. And and it's about finding where your interest lies in. So we all commonly know that there's just masters in economics, which is again a broad and a comprehensive subject in itself. But there are different domains that one can explore.
Yeah, good. So
Yes.
have you graduated and you have a job now, or what's your current situation?
Yes. I have graduated. I graduated in 2023, and now I have a job, which is I'm working as a corporate banker in HSBC.
Okay, wonderful. So when you said you converted an internship, it was not clear what you meant. So you're out of college, right? Okay, good. And
yes.
what's your future?
So I haven't decided on what I really wanted to do, because again, I said, it's I'm in that exploration phase. And I have a pretty good interest in behavioral economics, as well as I have also now sparked an interest in the startup ecosystem as well. So I am trying to find what I'm really good at right now, because I feel that I have more time to explore, and I'm trying to look into what matches my interest. So that is it.
The HSBC job, you're happy, or is hard work? How is it?
Yeah, so it's been like 4 months since I joined, and so the first 1 to 2 months we had proper trainings as well, because this industry, the banking and financial industry, it requires a lot of knowledge about the banking sector, about the finance and everything. So it's been a learning curve right now, because I'm going through a lot of readings about what the sector is and how it functions and everything. So right now it's the training period, and the job is going pretty good.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah.
What kind of people have you met here?
So there are many from from diverse field. Most of them have done their masters and they have joined. And I used to have I also met many people from doing CA, doing CS, done their MBA, done their masters, and some of them who have done engineering and then did an MBA in finance. So we used to have this conversation about about the market, and very recently we came to know about how the HDFC, the stock and everything. So we used to have a daily discussion about our industry, about all those things, about the consumer market and everything. So yeah, so that's how it goes.
Are you among the youngest in that group?
Yes.
Sounds
So
like
it
that to me, right? So you've done well for yourself. Okay.
yeah.
Uh,
So
yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
yeah. So nothing much. Just wanted to share my some lessons for the student community as well,
Yeah.
for the upcoming batches as well.
And
So
please aim
I
for class 11 and 12 also. Talk to them, class 11 and 12, because that's the
yes
time of great confusion. You didn't have it,
yes
but
yes
people have. So why don't you talk to them?
yes definitely. So for me, I believe that 11th and 12th for me. So this is very personal. It was a major turning point in my life because after getting into SRCC, Delhi University, after scoring a very good marks, I feel that I am in this position right now. So I feel that if you work really hard, if hard work is everything. There's also a quote: hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. So hard work is really underrated. Just work for it and aim high. So that's what I wanted to tell. Also, just one more thing: try to find an intersection between the Venn diagram. So whatever your interest lies in, so your passion, your what your strengths, so you have to find that intersection, so that you can aim for that and work for that. So ultimately that matters at the end. So that is what I wanted to tell to the student community. Apart from that, networking with people, connecting with people, because you can learn a lot if you connect with people, because at the end of the day, network is the net worth that you have. So connecting with people and like the initiative that you have started, it's also a platform where we can connect with each people. So I feel that student community should come up and start exploring the domains and also connect with people to have a broad understanding.
Okay. All right. You had said you wanted to ask me a question. Please ask.
Yeah,
If you are
so
ready for it. Otherwise, if you want to say some more, let's talk. Let's hear you. I don't want to be a part of this, but if you want me to be, I will.
okay, so I will just share about what I like doing during my fun free
Sure.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have very recently started a Bookstagram page wherein
Yeah.
I write book reviews and all. So I've also started journaling, and I really love content creation. That is something that I've realized very lately, but I feel that nothing is late. So slowly I'm also enjoying traveling as well. So yeah, that's what I do during my fun free time.
Okay.
And yeah, so what I
What
wanted
was
to
that
ask,
create? I didn't understand that part of creation. What did you call it, which you started late?
uh
Some
content
content
creation.
creation. Okay. So
Yeah.
writing. Right.
Yes.
Right. Where do you write?
So in basically in social media pages, I try to I initially used LinkedIn, and now I have shifted to Instagram. So I have shifted. Also started book reviews as well. So
Okay.
there is where I yeah.
So what book have you recently reviewed?
I'm currently reading The Power of the Subconscious Mind, and Psychology of Money is also what I have very recently read. Yeah, apart from that, I also wrote book reviews about Joseph Murphy's books, both non-fiction and fiction. So I try to maintain that balance.
Okay. All right. Anything else you want to add?
Yeah, nothing much. The pretty much
Okay. All
complete
right.
from my end.
You said you have a question for me. Do you?
Yeah. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Please ask.
Yeah. So just came through your profile. very recently, and I just got to know that you have worked in World Bank as a policy consultant. So just wanted to have an idea about how the work is, because I am also a bit keen to know about, and I hope that I'll work there someday. So just wanted to have an understanding about what it is. Yeah.
Okay, all right, I'll answer it. Okay, the World Bank actually is better known outside for its research papers and things like that, like the World Development Report and many other reports. That comes from the research side of the World Bank. Okay. But the research side of the World Bank is not quite what the bank does, because the bank, it's a bank, it lends money.
Yeah.
Okay, so its main function is in on the ground projects. Of course, it also is very important in thinking like the definition of the international poverty line and many of those other things which are now widely used did come from the World Bank, Human Capital Index, and so on. So all that is important. But what the main function of the bank is that it's a bank. It lends money, right? And it lends money every day. It's not like the IMF, which lends money only when you are in trouble. It lends money every day to various countries for particular projects or for policy changes. Okay, so it's a money lending operation. Okay, so that's at the heart of it. And now they are thinking of lending more money for climate change.
Okay.
Okay, so in the end, and of course, the interest rates are very low. You can't get a loan like that from anywhere else. Maybe you can get it, Asian Development Bank and so on, similar, but you cannot get that kind of loan from the tenor is 30 years or more, and the interest rates are below market and all that. So it's a very good deal. The rates are very good and so on. Okay. So my role was to help define new style projects, innovative projects, not to do what has already been done, but to help define innovative projects. Okay. And to remain innovative, I could never hold a job. But then you have to do the routine work. So I always remained a consultant for that reason, though I had an office there for 12 years. I was de facto staff, but legally I was not staff, and I didn't have to follow you have to follow basic staff procedures when you are I was a consultant for 29 years.
Oh, yeah,
It's a
right.
very, very long time to be what is called as short-term consultant. But I really
Yeah.
enjoyed it because it gave me an opportunity to think fresh. Most of it was in rural electrification and renewable energy at a time when nobody was talking renewable energy. I'm talking 1992, when people were not even, there was a lot of resistance in the World Bank to renewable energy. Let me be blunt. And designing those projects took a lot of initiative and guts and fighting spirit, let's put it bluntly. But I could fight because I was a consultant. What are you going to do to me? Fire me, right? Okay, fire me. Right? But if you're staff, you can't have that fight, right? But anyway, so that was my role, and we did define several innovative projects in Asia and several innovative projects in Africa. The last thing that I did there was what we can call as what the World Bank calls as mini grids, solar mini grids. So these are mainly in Africa now, in very, very what you might call as a cluster of villages in India. And you set up an independent system because the normal power line has not reached. You set up a solar panel system central, and you distribute the electricity by wires to shops and to people, and you hope that it will create some employment. And so you're basically going in where the people are suffering from economic activity, suffering from lack of reliable electricity. And you put up the solar panels. It's very quick. if in physical terms, because the sun shines, okay, the panels work, how the wiring has to be done. There's no mystery to it. It's rocket science, not rocket science. It's very clear what you have to do. And you can trust the private sector to do it. So that's what the last definition, I mean, in 2019, there is a report of the World Bank on mini grids around the world, mainly focused on Africa. It's in 10 chapters. I am in 2 of those chapters. Okay, so that was my main role, to help design that. But since then, I haven't. So, and I hope it works. In practical terms, Africa is very hard to get success. It's just a fact of life. But I think it's going to work, because the technical side is very easy. And the financial side is also easy, provided you have some subsidies, which the World Bank is able to get. Okay, so once you have that, the people want the electricity. They have to run a grain mill, or they can do some welding, or they can do some other activity. You don't care what it is, so long as it's there. And they don't have to have their diesel generators to do their work. And the households are also in plenty, and you can keep. So I think it's going to work, and they are trying very hard in many countries. So, but I'm no longer involved in any of those efforts. I've shifted to doing innovative things outside, including this channel. Because
That's great, actually.
my aim in life has to be innovative. And so late in life, where I am of the grandfather's age of the speakers, I've created a channel for young out of thin air, right? So it's innovation that is what drives me. And the people in the World Bank knew that, so they put up with my decision to not have a job. They say, fine, you
Okay.
don't want a job, you just want to work. I say, yeah, I just want to work. I can't have you telling me now you must come at time, you must do this, you must do that. So if I don't feel like coming, I won't come. You can fire me if you want. So what are you going to do to me? You can fire me, right? Okay, you fire me, right? Can't do anything. I don't have to listen to you, but I will give you ideas that work. And honestly, it was very, very hard to get the agreement. We had a very innovative project in Indonesia. We got through everybody, but then finally the minister said, no, this makes no sense to me.
Okay.
Okay, so somebody please come and explain. And my boss said, Subodh, you have convinced us all. You go and talk to the minister. Now, when you talk to the minister, you have 2 minutes. You can't talk economics to the minister. Right? You have to understand. So I talked to him. I said, sir, you are Asian. I'm Asian. Let's talk as Asians. He says, okay. In 1.5 minutes, he said, okay, you are done. Get out of here. I have other people. You go do your project. And then after all that resistance, the president of the country inaugurated it. So, the World Bank gives 10 projects a year to Indonesia. This was a tiny. So it was very gratifying to see that we can get things done which have not been done before. And I really enjoyed that part. But it meant that I was not staff. That's a sacrifice there. You don't get the benefits and all that. I say, hell with it. I have to be myself. If I take a job, you'll fire me after 2 or 3 days because I may not show up for work. Because who knows what I'm doing. Anyway, that's what it was like. It was a very, very working with very good people, very hardworking people. We actually we were to build a small dam. The dam is up here. The water is going to run down. It's going to run the power down there, right? And you have the turbines, the water will run those. And we had an engineer with us. He was an older guy, older than me, and he was quite sick. But he said, no, I have to go down there. Yeah, bloody through wild parts of Uganda. He said, no, I have to go down there. I said, God, how will we climb up? Because it's bloody, there's no road, nothing, there's no trailer. I said, whatever it is, what you want me to say this will work, I have to go down there and see it. So I said, but your health, he says, forget my health, I have to go down. But then the people around us said, sir, we will bring our jeeps that side. You can walk down, but you don't have to walk up. So it was very difficult. Anyway, it was very, very, very tough place. We bribed the army to protect it. It was a dangerous place. But anyway, it was a great team, and it was a great, let us say, practical work with me bringing the theoretical power to it. But in the end, it had to work. And here too, the president of the country flew to inaugurate it. There are no roads to that place in Uganda. It's all cut off, remote.
Okay.
So he was, when we landed there the first time, and there's no airport. There's just a piece of grass which they have cut, your plane lands on that. So there's nothing, there's no airport, there's nothing. There's just one flag which is flying to show you how good the wind is. Those were the days where we could take those risks and work hard. Everybody was very hardworking and dedicated. So it was, hardships were there because, there's no decent food to eat, no decent place to stay because you're out there in the boondocks. But it was all very worthwhile. That's what I can say for myself. Anything else you want to add here?
Thank you so much, sir.
All right. Okay, let's end it here. Let's see. Anything else? Unless you want to add something.
Well, nothing much from my end. You can just, give me an idea about how you made this decision about, because particularly for me, if I have to make a decision, I have to think a couple of times.
You are a statistical type, right? In the normal distribution, I realized long ago that I'm outside plus minus 1 sigma, mentally. I'm not a conformist. I'm not outside plus minus 2 sigma, but I'm outside plus minus 1 sigma. Like, in school also, I never wrote an outline for anything, for an essay or anything. So why do you want an outline? You want an essay, I'll write it. That's non-conformist. Right? And so my life has been partially non-conformist in the sense that, look, I'll do it my way. You can fire me if you want to, but I'll do it my way. And then, what to do about it. That's the only way I know, that it has to be my way. So, fortunately, people could live with that and say, all right, fine, you do it your way, but we will judge whether it works or not. I said, fine, that's your choice. So here we are. But it's not something that I would recommend, to anyone to say, look, you have to conform to the place. Like you go into a banking industry, they are not going to let you be non-conformist. You have to conform. So
yes, exactly.
You have to do what they tell you to do, and you have to conform, and that's fine. But I could not be like that. That was the point. I just couldn't be like that. I had to do it. If I was going to do it, I had to do it my way. Anyway, it's not about me. So let's end it here. And maybe we'll be back with you in 1 year to see how you've done and what's going on with you. Till then, let's say bye to the viewers. I'll be back with another young person or an expert soon. So bye, everybody.